Hi, it's Kevin May, Editor-in-Chief of PhocusWire. So, Destygo, we're here with the co-founder and CEO, Guillaume Laporte.
Hi,
Hi,
Kevin.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
So, chatbots, everyone's talking about chatbots. I want to know, how good are they really? I mean, honestly, how good are they?
That's a good question, and that's a question that a lot of people ask. So, let me give you a little bit of context here. Basically, a bot can only be as good as you train him. It's like a kid. And in the beginning, he cannot be really that smart, and you have to educate him and teach him stuff and show him a lot of stuff, so he gets to learn new things and become smarter.
I have a teenage
well,
daughter.
so they're smart enough already. You get my point. Basically, chatbots are now teenage. They have access to a knowledge through APIs. They connect through GDSs, they connect to booking engines, they retrieve prices, they know luggage weights, size, they're connected into many data, and they can now process those data and answer contextual questions. But we still haven't figured out some stuff for them, like their way to jump from one topic to another, to understand entirely the context of the conversation. So those type of things, they still have to be improved in terms of technology.
Yeah.
But we're getting there, and the efforts that major players and universities, research papers has been really exploding in the past 2 years. And Destygo applied all those techniques to make chatbots for travel companies smarter.
Now, are we getting to the stage where customers aren't noticing what they're interfacing with, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We see that sometimes with some of the bots that we handle for our customers. And we look at the conversations and we see that the travelers, they don't realize that they're talking to a bot. Although it's mentioned, most 99% of the time, the bot says, "Hi, I'm Gatwick Airport chatbot," or etc. It's mentioned, but the people don't recognize. They just start having a conversation and they get their answers.
And at the moment, it's primarily customer service.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, where can it really go? Do you think?
So I have an opinion about that. Is basically, it's like a real person. What is best use of a real agent? Is it for customer service or for booking? Like to book a flight, for example, you'd rather book it through a booking engine that is well optimized with your mouse or with your finger. Yeah. Whereas when you have a question, then you rather talk to a human and find an answer and have a conversation, because it's a question, so you want to give some context around your problem, etc. So it's a bit the same with the bots. The bots, they're really helpful when you have a question. When you want to book something or you want to go into the commerce, it's not so efficient, but it's getting there. Now we are developing some new interfaces where you have sometimes the bot, sometimes the booking engine, like enriched content through the conversations, like the bot is showing you images and giving you buttons to click on. So combining those two.
I'm curious as to which sector of the industry, airlines, hotels, agencies, do you think would gain the most from using such chatbot technology, do you think?
Well, that's a tricky one for me, since we have a fair...
that's why I asked you.
A little bit of all those.
What do you think?
Okay, so let me give you... my question is a bit divided in different aspects. I think for voice, like public transportation have a huge thing to do, because when you're at home or in your office or traveling, you ask... It's a simple question, it's usually... is the metro running? When is the next bus? Those simple questions, the bots through voice, for example, are really useful for public transportation. For airports, I think chatbots are really helpful, because travelers don't really want to download the app of an airport, whereas an airline, they travel more often with it, so they may download it. And as an airport, you travel through many, so you may not want to download each individual apps. So having access to the bots on a messenger or Skype or through an SMS, it's very convenient. You don't have to download any app. You just go on the app that you already have, and you talk to your airport about your flights, about parkings, shops, transfer, etc. So I would say chatbots very useful for airports, voice bots very useful for rails and transportations.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, you're not the only people that do this. It's become an interesting and fairly competitive market. So, if I'm sat here with you and one of your competitors, how do you differentiate? Is it the quality of the conversation? Is it how quickly they learn using AI? I mean, how do you differentiate?
Okay, so basically we differentiate ourselves in two ways. The first is we own our technology, So most of the chatbot makers in the industry in general use other third parties technologies like IBM Watson or Google Dialogflow, etc. And those technologies, they're not focused on travel, whereas we designed a technology focused only to resolve travel use cases. So that's the first thing. Like, we've already built those use cases, trained those use cases in multiple languages for already. So I would say the learning curve is much higher when they work with Destygo's technology and not with a generalistic technology. The second differentiator is that we have a technology that can be used by non-technical profiles. Because a bot is not something that you launch and you wait for the V2 a year after, like an app. You launch it and you change the content of the bot, you see people, how they react through it, and you change the way it behaves, etc. So having a platform that changes this behavior just by click and changing, instead of having to write code through an interface, it's much more convenient. So we can improve this learning curve through our system. And that's super important, those two aspects.
And just briefly, a little bit about the company itself. I mean, do you need to raise money at some point to take you to the next level, or are you kind of making enough money to help you grow as it is?
No, absolutely. We need obviously to raise money. So we raised already a seed round last year of 1 million euro to kick off the company and really put in some efforts into the R&D. Now we're at a stage where we are going international. We're working with French, UK, US, Spanish companies in all sectors: airlines, airports, travel agencies, TMCs, OTAs. So we really have to both put efforts on the R&D, but also on the commercial, because obviously you want to build a profitable company on the long run.
Right.
So we are really focusing on those two aspects, like keep improving the technology, but also deploy this technology and educate the market of the benefits that they can provide.
Well, best of luck, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Have a good day.
Thank you.